What's good with y'all, man? How y'all doing? So, in the first episode, I gave you the most underrated defense in Madden 24, utilizing the cover 6 and the cover 9 from the nickel over formation. Now, we go over the opposite side of the ball. Stay tuned as I go over the top 5 tips needed to become an elite passer and throw dots just like the pros.
Motherfucker, I've been mortified, 45, feeling like a Mordecai. I ain't regular, feel like Jordan wearing 45. Traumatized, victimized, seen some of my niggas die. Knock you off a base with a bat when them niggas slide. Homicide, genocide, televised, emphasize, perpetuating war to that nigga, he gon' pick a side. Hood ties from hood lines, my niggas doing dope lines. I'm running to the couch, that's a bitch, nigga exercise.
Alright guys, so what the first tip I want to give you is you must use a quarterback with a throwing velocity ability. This will not only help you release the ball faster, avoiding sacks and under pressures, but it'll also help you fit the ball into those tiny windows where other quarterbacks without velocity abilities, they just can't get it in there. Find a quarterback with either pass lead elite, set feed lead, or gunslinger. Here's an example. Dak Prescott, who's a good quarterback on here with abilities, versus a quarterback with gunslinger pass lead elite. Now, watch as I throw this out route on break. Pay attention to the wind-up time of Dak Prescott's release. Now, I have Rodgers in there and compare his release time to his. Do you see how he can just whip the ball like real fast, giving the DB no time to recover? So yeah, tip 1 is you must use a quarterback with a velocity throwing ability. Here's tip number 2. This is very important to know. I'm going to break down why your corner routes aren't getting open consistently against zone coverage. First thing you want to learn is the importance of understanding how pull routes work in the game. A pull route is designed to basically move zones out of the way for another route to get open. But the location of your pull route is very important depending on what hash mark you're on. The pull route in most cases will be a streak. Now let's take a look how it'll work if the corner is on the wide side of the field. As you can see, the streak does nothing to open up this corner route versus the cornerback on the outside. Now, let's take a look if the pull route is on the short side of the field. As you can see, if it's on the short side hash, the pull route will run off the cornerback. Now, if you're on the wide side of the field and you want to open up for that corner route, you'll have to take the streak and motion him out near the sideline. With this motion out, the pull route can push back the zone coverage so you can throw the corner route. Take a look at the cornerback in the replay. Once again, if you don't motion out the streak on the wide hash, then this is the result you're going to get. Tip number 3, setting audibles and reading defenses. I place these two together because they work hand in hand. I like to set my audibles to different plays to attack whatever coverage I read once I come out. So basically you're going into each play with an arsenal of weapons at your disposal depending on what your opponent shows you. I like to have a few man beaters, a match bomb, and cover 2 and cover 3 beaters as well. The formation I play out of is bunch offset and tight slots from the Bengals playbook. These are two of the most powerful formations on offense in the game. Zone beaters, they have man beaters, match bombs, pretty much everything you need. Alright, now that we're set, I can put this on random defense, and what I want you to do is when you come out of the huddle, you want to read the defense, then pull up your arsenal of plays and your audibles, then pick what can attack that defense. Here's a cover one shell, so I'm gonna switch it to a quick man beater. Alright, here's either a cover one or a cover three. I'm gonna show you a trick. So I'm gonna flip the play. If the outside cornerback moves inside, it's man, but if he stays outside, he's playing zone. This is a zone coverage, so I'm going to utilize tip number 2, which is the short side pull route, wide open corner, easy dot. I'm going to flip it again here. Look at the cornerback this time. So we know it's man to man, so we use one of our man beaters this time. Alright, now listen, if you haven't already, please check out my video on how to read every defense in the game so you can better utilize this tip. Tip number 4, know and understand the meta on defense. Right now, players are mixing 3 coverages into a cycle, and that's match, Mabel, and cover 0 blitzing. Knowing that, you can implement tip number 3 by setting plays which attack those type of coverages. I like to come out and bench pivot from bunch because this helps me read defenses even better. If the cornerback and safeties are inside my deep in route, then I know it's a cover 0 blitz. Now, if my opponent has come out in zone, then the DBs will be outside of the play art of this route, you see? As long as you follow tip number 3, you'll have a play to attack both coverages. Here's a cover 0, so I audible to my man blitz killer. This play is flood from tight slots. Block the tight end to pick up the blitz, and you'll have the post over the top. Okay, this time I'm going to show you it against cover 4 quarters. So this is a match defense. What I like to do is audible to the tight slots to play bench, and the setup is simple. You want to streak the tight end and place the running back on an out route and motion him over across the screen. Here you can hike the ball and take a look over at the tight end. He'll beat them over top for a 1-play touchdown every time. Alright, now let's back the ball up so I can show you just how open this route really gets. I also have a video on how to beat all match defenses inside of this playbook on the channel here. Take a look at the tight end, as you'll see he'll bomb the coverage over top. And the final tip is, get comfortable using skill-based passing. I suggest you start with passing type on placement accuracy, slow down off, freeform reticle set to near, and the speed to 7. Once comfortable, you can move it to maybe a further distance and a quicker speed, but I suggest you start here. Okay, let's take a look at this corner route being thrown without freeform. You can see the gray area near the orange reticle. Without freeform, you can only pass within that gray area. Now, I will freeform this route outside. You can activate freeform by holding the left trigger. With this, you can push the ball outside of the gray area. See how the orange reticle is further? Here's a better example of how you can use freeform passing. I placed it to far with a 15 speed. Look how far you can lead it now. I like this over classic because I get full control of exactly where I want to place the ball. Now, the benefit of classic is you can't really mess the throw up, but with freeforming, you can just make passes that classic can't. With freeform, I can help throw further away from defenders, putting the ball where only he can get it. So I use freeform over classic because I prefer the full control. Let's take this in game for a drive. I see the cornerback shaded outside of the receiver, so I know it's a zone coverage. I audible the verticals for a quick zone beater, but more importantly, I get to a hash mark so I can run the offense effectively. Second down, it's single high, so I'm going to flip the play and read the outside corner the way I showed you guys. He's aligned outside, so I know it's cover 3. Now I'll audible to a zone beater. I got a pull route on the outside, and okay, here we have single high, but it's press man to man. So I'm gonna switch over to a man beater. I'm going to be looking for Jamar Chase on this C route on the outside. And just like that, we're in the end zone. All right, guys, no matter how deadly of a passer you are, it's pointless if you can't pick up blitzes or if you actually don't have time to throw those dots. So please check out episode 3 because I will be going over the importance of pass blocking and how to get better pocket presence in Madden 24.